Have you ever been backstage? I'm standing here backstage in one of our churches here in the Washington Conference. I've been in backstages of a lot of churches around this conference and even through the North American division. I've been in backstages of gymnasiums and auditoriums and churches. One of the most exciting times for me to be backstage was when I went to Oshkosh last summer. I was given an all-access pass and given a tour backstage of Oshkosh. Now, if you don't know what Oshkosh is, it's where all of our Pathfinders go every few years. And about 50,000 people get there. And they have this massive production and a massive stage where people come out and they do all sorts of cool things for our young people. But backstage was cool. You could see where the clothes were for the actors. You could see where the speakers came out. You could see all the things that were there. But backstages all have one thing in common. They're kind of cluttered back there. You'll see all sorts of things that you would never know were there because when you're out front, you don't see those things. But you see a lot of things. You see piles of clothes that need to be washed. You see dust. You see equipment that may never get used, but it's there just in case. You see piles of boxes of stuff. All sorts of things are backstage, and it's kind of cluttered. Every backstage I've ever been to, there's a lot of clutter. And people are talking and everything else is going on back there, but out front, it's all professional looking, and it's great looking. You know, when I think about my relationship with God, I think about what Paul said in 1 Corinthians 15. Because there he talked about his relationship with God, and he used three words that I think needs to encapsulate what our relationship is about. He says, I die daily. In other words, he gives his heart on a daily basis to God. He comes to Jesus every day. Why is that important, and what is the connection to backstage? Because when I give my heart to Jesus, I'm letting him in the backstages of my life. Not what I look like when I'm out working, not what I'm looking like when I'm, preaching, not what I'm looking like when I'm at the office. Whatever you're doing, you're giving him a backstage all-access pass to your life. And I think the way you do that is what it says in the book Steps to Christ. When Ellen White talks about prayer, and she says, prayer is the opening of the heart to God as to a friend. Not that it is necessary in order to make known to God what we are, but enable us to receive him. And the cool thing about it is, in the very next paragraph, he said, he directed them to present their daily needs before God and to cast all their care upon him. In other words, let him in the backstage of your life. Let him in all the dark corners of your life. Don't just pray and make it look good. Don't just act like everything is okay with God. He's all right. Because see, true friends in this world are ones who know all of your warts. They know all of your problems. They know all of the clutter you have in your life, and yet they're still your friend. And Jesus is that friend. He knows everything about you. And he wants to be able to come in backstage. He wants to be able to come in and help you clean up the stuff in the backstage. He wants you to come in so that your backstage gets cleaner and cleaner as you spend time with him every day. In this time of crisis, when everybody is stuck at home, now is the time to be on a regular daily basis. If you haven't been already, let God into the backstages of your life. Give him the all-access pass and say, come in, look at me, every part of me, and make me whole. That is my prayer for you today.